To cold call or to not cold call? That is the repeated question. Alrighty, hey guys, welcome back to another VoiceOver Day vlog. And today I'm going to be answering a somewhat controversial question, because my opinion may be controversial. Let's be ready for that. Let's get ready in the comment section. But, okay, so someone was asking what the right way to cold call and what kind of companies to cold call to get work. Now, I want to make this very clear. I don't cold call, and I haven't cold called anyone for voiceover in 6, 7 years, maybe longer. So, and I had zero success with it. So, my opinion is biased on the experience entirely. However, I know people who are very successful at cold calling and who have gotten tons of clients doing so. And I acknowledge that they exist and that that is one way of finding clients. Putting that out there. However, people have been emailing me and asking me, what are my feelings on cold calling? So that's what I'm talking about. Not cold calling in general as a method of marketing and a method of client grabbing in general. Just my feelings. Now, a lot of the people who had been asking me about cold calling were people who were wanting to get into video game, animation, cartoon, and character work. That is probably the worst way of getting those clients is cold calling. And this, when I say cold calling, I include emailing, by the way. I'm including emailing in that branch. The idea is, for those who don't know, the idea is you are approaching a client who has not initiated any contact, who has not even stated that they are looking for freelance workers. They're not looking for any voiceover artist. But you are going to them and you are sending them your demo, your resume, your headshot if you have it, all your links and stuff like that. Telling them, hey, I exist. I do voiceover. If you're ever looking for voiceover, I'm here. I would say that doing that kind of thing, whether it's through phone calling or whether it's through emailing, is easier when it's commercial and narration. Because the people that I know that are successful in doing that, that's what they do. They do commercial and narration, and they do audiobook. And I know a few people that have cold called and done audiobook. They've communicated with, people who are authors and, said, hey, I really love this book. I'm a voice actor. I would love to do the audiobook of this because I love it so much. That kind of thing. And they've had success doing that, and all the power to them. I'm not saying that what they did is wrong in any way, but when it comes to character work and it comes to animation and video game, not a single company out there, okay, maybe there's one or two, there's a few of them, loves to be constantly emailed and called when it comes to being solicited work. I don't like being spammed. You don't like being spammed. Nobody likes being spammed. And nobody likes being solicited. Have you ever gone through Walmart or Home Depot or anything like that, and there's that person at that little table, and they're just waiting for people to buy, but it's like, hey, what kind of internet do you have? We hate that. Everybody hates that. Stop doing that. That's exactly how it feels when someone is getting your email or your phone call and you're like, hey, I do voiceover. That's exactly how they feel. It's exactly. I've actually had some people email me and call me doing that exact same thing. Some people see my YouTube channel and, see that I do animation, and trying to get into more cartoon work. And they're like, hey, I do voiceover too. Hey, I do this. And I'm like, I'm not hosting any auditions right now. So no. So absolutely not. I'm not looking. I'm not prepared to look. Please leave me alone is basically the feeling. And that's exactly how the clients feel as well. Also, a lot of these clients already have a foothold or already have a firm understanding of Fiverr, Voices.com, or Voice123, or CastingCallClub.com, or CastingCall.club, whatever. And they know how to use those, and they prefer using those, and they would rather use those, using those websites, because they get to go, they get to list what they're looking for, they get to list what they're auditioning for, and then they get to let that site basically sort it all out. They don't want to just get their email filled. They don't want to just get their phone ringing all the time. They want the organization. And just having this open, just anyone can email you at any time is chaos, especially if it's a small company that doesn't have secretaries or people in charge of marketing, and it's really just a small team. They already have, all these other things going through their email. They don't want to get basically spam going through there either. Even if you are typing it up specifically for that person, they're not really going to want, just emails just saying what you do, especially if they're not looking for voiceover. Here's a anecdotal experience that I had. Here's a story that I had, and how this actually hurt my chances of working with a certain company. This was back when I was cold calling, and I had heard from a lot of people that you should be constantly, repeatedly trying to communicate with these people, even if they say no. Never take no as an answer. And this happened to me a couple times, but one in particular was a company that did animation, and I really liked their stuff, and I, wanted to get involved with them. And so I was Facebook messaging them, I was emailing them, and all this kind of stuff. And basically I was just, this is me, this is who I am, this is what I do, I love your stuff, all this kind of stuff. The typical cold calling email kind of blah. And totally forgot that I had done all that. And I don't remember how many times I tried to communicate, maybe 10 over time, over like a year or more. I don't remember exactly. And then later on, there was an audition, and it was one of those where they had their email listed. I forgot that I had even contacted that company. And I just saw, oh, it's an audition. And I sent it in, and I sent in my audition, and I felt like I did a really good job with the audition. Felt like I nailed it. This was like about a year, maybe 2 years later. Some time had passed. So I had totally even forgotten that I had communicated with this potential client, this person, these people that I wanted to be, to work with. And I got an email back that haunts me to this day, that you can always tell, you can tell the context, and you can tell how angry someone is when they use certain words sometimes. So this person basically said that they remembered me, and they had remembered my constantly spamming them. And they never wanted to see my email or my name or a demo ever again. They said that they had all decided that no matter how good I was, because I had been basically digital stalking them, that they were never going to work with me. And they had informed me that they had also told sister companies and other companies to never work with me. They said that they put out a blast because I had bothered them so many times. And I had totally forgotten that I had even done that. And that ruined my chance of working with them, because they basically did state that I had done a good job with the audition, that I had done a good job with the read, and that if that was the, if I hadn't communicated with them, that I would have been their number one pick. And it was a big project, and it would have paid well. And the only thing that had stopped them from going with me was because they all remembered me. And they had basically made a note that I was to never bother them and I shouldn't work with them ever again, because they were just that annoyed by what I had done. And similar things had happened before, but that one was particularly horrifying. And since then, I had decided to never cold call and never email anyone, like spam them ever again. I focused the rest of my time on just making my marketing material on all these other websites, my demo and my headshots and my resume, make all that really, really good. The idea was it would be better if a client on these websites that were popular saw my stuff and they made the decision to contact me. Because obviously, yes, I want to work with them. Obviously, yes, I want to work in your project. I love doing voiceover. I want to do this. But they don't obviously want to work with me unless they see my stuff and they make the initial decision to work with me. So that's why I focus all my time on that. That's why I focused all my time on marketing and getting better at performing and getting better at building a relationship with a client rather than cold calling. So, should you cold call? My experience says no, especially when it comes to character work. But, and I want to see this talked about in the comments section, there are some people who have experience with cold calling. Now, even the people who are successful at it, for every 100 to 1,000 emails or calls they send out, they maybe get one, that possibly works, blossoms into a yes. But they do have some relative success. The way I see it is that even if you do get that 1 out of 1,000, you've still possibly annoyed 999. Or just 99 if it's 1 out of 100, if you're really, really good. But my experience says no. I would say just focus on your marketing material on these websites and just putting your stuff out there and letting people come find you. It's way better. I feel like that's more organic. So anyway, that's it. That's the whole thing. And if you guys liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Totally fine. Subscribe if you're new, bell for notifications, and leave down in the comment section below. Like to see me talk about any other topics. If you have any questions, leave those down there. If you want coaching or want to contact me because your question is a little bit too personal, the email is down below. And until next time, peace.